Okay, we're live.
I'm just gonna refresh, see if we are live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure it's coming soon.
Okay, well, I'm live on my
Oh,
side.
there it is. Yep, yeah, I see it.
Oh, snap.
Yep,
live
that's a
from
lovely,
the fishing
lovely,
hamlet.
Lovely shot of the fishing hamlet. Wonderful composition.
Yeah, thank you.
Donate sushi directly to Patreon. I need snacks.
Okay, Richie, because you were talking over me, I made a joke. I said, live from the fishing hamlet.
Do we want to pretend that there's like a 3-second satellite delay?
Yes.
So it's like we're crossing live to Sinclair at the fishing hamlet, and then it cuts to going, Sinclair here.
Yes. Okay, no one's here yet, but I'm sure they're coming.
Okay.
I guess we. Oh, I should also probably post it, like on media, of the social
you should
kind.
Post it on the Discord and on Reddit and
the,
Twitter.
The
and...
great JSF is here
God.
to talk
I'm not a magician.
About the Yharnam stone. Did you like how I said Yharnam? I said Yharnam. I pronounced the H.
Randomly became Russian.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I pronounced every letter with a Russian accent.
Yeah.
And then at Bloodborne. No, not. Yeah, at Bloodborne. Why not? Hashtag Bloodborne. At Bloodborne. Hashtag Dark Souls. Should I add Vati? No, I won't. Oh my god, people are here. Oh crap, act professional.
Okay, well, good. You don't post anything then.
No,
You're
but
here.
I can still post more things. Oh my god. Oh, here is the sigh of a bully. How about instead of bully sighing at me, you post it somewhere too?
Okay, but in your own words, the reason we're doing this is so you don't have to edit it later.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Hi everyone, meet Richard, the bully of 2019. How are you doing today, Richie? How do you like your new title?
Well, my previous title was what? Like, stupid bitch of 2018 that you just made fun of constantly.
Okay. You're dumb.
Piece of shit of 2017.
Okay, oh my god, I at everyone like twice already on Discord. Okay, this is the last one for the month. At everyone?
Okay.
Okay, this is the last one, I promise. The great JSF is talking about...
Oh my god.
Yharnam Stone Live.
You know that because this isn't being edited, all this is staying in there. Unless you like take this video down as soon as it goes up, like as soon as it's over with. If you don't hit delete.
Okay, people are here. Let me read the comments. Okay. Hi, King.
Okay.
King B.
Hi.
Hi, Corey. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Null Pointer. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Hunter Smoot. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Rocky. Hi, Eden! Ooh, Eden is here. Did you guys... Oh my god, Eden wants to be bully of 2020. Did you guys mean to stream this? LOL. Hi, Salvador.
I said we had to... Sin said we needed content, and I said that we should record something about the Yharnam stone. And then she decided that she didn't want to have to edit it, so we would just do it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Rocky. By the way, who can guess what sound this is? Okay. Hi, Kenneth.
You're
Hi,
off to a great start.
Oh my god! We got something. Oh my god! Dominic donated $2. Thank you, Dominic. That's gonna go directly into the sushi fund. Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Kenneth. Hello, Merodat. Hi, Zach. So did anybody guess? I'm gonna play it again. It's a very specific sound, but I think you guys can guess it. Is that you banning the Yharnam stone on your desk? No. No. Oh, I didn't read the content with the donation. Oh, I see it now. Okay. To Richard's tears. Cheers. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. It's freaking candy. Oh my god, Humble Gamer knows me. Actually, specifically, it's chopsticks rubbing against the plastic container in which sushi is located.
Ah.
Yes. Because I got some sushi today. I'm so happy. I wanted some sushi and I was like, it's Friday. I deserve this. And I got some sushi. And I'm eating it.
Good.
Good. Some of it fell from my chopsticks. That's why I made the sound. But I caught
So
it.
you're eating while we're streaming?
No. Okay, so hi grade Peppers, welcome to the stream. Peppers says, I was hoping you could talk about the stone. What could it mean? What was the fish person supposed to give you for it?
Well, do you want to...
Oh, okay,
When do you want to start talking about it?
Okay, wait, don't rush me. This is a delicate process.
Okay. Is this because you're eating still?
Yes.
And you won't admit it? Yeah, okay.
Hi, Red Rust. Wait, I had an idea I wanted to implement, but I just didn't have time, so I need to do this now. It's gonna take 2 seconds. Don't you sigh at me! I can sense you sighing. Okay. Yeah, don't test me, Richard. I had a long week. Okay, where is it? Wait, I just need 1 second. I just need to stop staring down at me. I need to find this. You're making me nervous, Richie. It's like so much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I had this idea and I'm gonna do it. Even if it kills me. Okay.
I don't think the Yharnam stone's that important, honestly.
No, it was funny. Okay. Okay. You ready?
I guess.
Okay. Hi, Richie.
Hi, Sin.
What are we doing here today?
We're talking about the Yharnam stone live.
OMG! This is the most exciting I've ever been this week.
The most exciting or the most excited?
I don't know. I have a lot of sushi to eat today. So it's exciting and
you're
excited.
Multitasking.
Yes.
You're eating while recording and also not editing it.
Yeah, oh my god! That is the most productive we've ever been on this podcast. Well, by we I mean you. I have been pretty productive with my editing. Where's that Sanity SK thing about the epitaphs, Richie?
I think it disappeared into the same void as the Spring-Heeled Jack episode.
Oh, look at this bully. Oh my, you know what? I hereby nominate you Bully of 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and 2029.
Wow, 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the podcasters will be going in 10 years?
I think I'll make the podcasts go at least for the next 20 years just because you bullied me today.
Okay. That's fine. It's not like I'm going to be doing anything else.
Did you like it? I even added the little sound effect from the podcast.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I think it was worth the wait. Null said you can feel Richard's pain through the microphone. Excellent.
Yeah, that's why we all use Blue Yeti microphones. You can actually broadcast pain.
Okay. Okay, let me focus.
Mm-hmm.
I need to
On the
arrange...
podcast or eating?
Well, actually both. I need to arrange my
Okay.
laptop far away from the soy sauce so it doesn't spill.
Okay.
And I need to put the chat over here so I can see the questions if there are any. Hi Renzo, welcome to the stream. Hi Jamo.
Hi.
By the way, Jamo is a fellow content creator, so check him out.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you guys have links or whatever content that you created that you want to post, don't be shy. Feel free. I will just have to approve them because it doesn't let anyone post links other than the mods. So just post them, and when I see it, I'll approve it. Yay! Okay. So Richie,
Yes.
there's a lot of excitement surrounding the Yharnam stone these days.
Yes, it's finally in vogue. After 4 years.
That is excellent. So, before we talk about the Yharnam stone, as sort of a warm-up and waiting for everyone to get here, how about you tell us who's Yharnam?
Yharnam is the queen of the Sumerians, and she lives underground, possibly in the past. And if you go down there and you do all the chalice dungeons that are extremely interesting after like 7 hours, you will eventually get to Queen Yanam. And if you fight her and beat her, you get the Yharnam stone, which does nothing.
Before you rudely interrupted me while I was chewing and
Okay.
talking, I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you if you could talk for a little longer so I finish chewing.
Okay. Have you finished chewing now, or...?
No, I'm still chewing.
Okay.
Tell us more about Queen Yharnam.
Queen Yanam is the queen of the Sumerians. If you follow the information you get about the Sumerians, the deeper you go, it gradually reveals more about who they were, and it talks about how they were the guardians of the Great Ones, and they dug out this big labyrinth for them. And then when the Great Ones went to sleep, the Sumerians kind of became independent, and they named themselves a ruler who there were multiple ones, but it says traditionally it was always a queen. And the queen would take a ceremonial name. And then the final revelation in that chain of little information tidbits is that the ceremonial name the last queen took was Yharnam, which then kind of ties back into the rest of the setting, and it sort of clicks into place that Yharnam, the city, is a former Sumerian settlement that's forgotten its history. And that's why everyone there is obsessed with blood, because they're all nth generation Sumerians.
Richie?
Yes.
Sorry. Who do you
Is this related to the question, or did you just see something funny?
I just thought
You just
something.
remember something from Reborn. You're like, Lambo!
No, I wanna ask it, but I can't because my brain is stopping me, and it's like, no, it's stupid, and I'm like, no, I have to say it. So I'm having this internal struggle.
Okay.
Okay, I can do it. So,
The duality of man.
who do you think would be a worthy 10th generation Sumerian?
Annalise.
Yay! Did you get it? Did
Yes,
you
it
get
was a
what?
reference to Reborn.
Yes.
I thought I was not expecting would ever get into the double digits in viewers, because I've never heard anyone other than you talk about it. But apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently that 2-week period of watching 30 episodes of Reborn back to back. That does have a following.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's even, the smaller our following gets for something, the stronger it is. So there's only a
Yeah,
few
I
people that
understand
watch
that.
it, but they're so hyped for it. And they love him so
Yeah.
much. And they
Aw.
love Lambo. And it's like, oh, group hug. Okay.
Okay.
So one thing. Okay, this is interesting. Rocky wrote something which I was gonna bring up next. Is Queen Yarnam?
Okay. Yeah.
Where do we meet her in the dungeon?
You meet her on the third layer of a chalice called Tumaru Ihil.
Mm-hmm.
And she is, when you encounter her, she is kneeling in front of a big altar that's covered in candles.
Right. And okay, sorry, before we go on, I forgot to ask in the beginning of the stream, but is the volume okay? Can you hear Richie okay? Because I can hear him okay, but I don't know if you guys can hear him okay. So if something's not okay, let me know. But yeah, what is she doing there?
It
Sorry,
looks
I
like she's
interrupted you. What were you gonna say? Don't you sigh
now
at me.
you're
I
sorry you
apologize.
interrupted me.
I apologized for interrupting you earlier, and now you're sighing at me. Bully of 2030 as well. That's like 11 years in a row.
What was the question?
Okay. Like, if this were a regular recording, I would cut the
Yeah.
last part out,
Yeah.
and I would seamlessly insert the next part, which would be me repeating, "Oh, hi, Richie. Good sir, could you please tell us where we meet Queen Yharnam in the dungeon?"
You meet her on the third layer of Tumaru Ihil, which is the name of the Thumer. It says the capital. I'm guessing it means, like, that's the cap. You're going to, like, a different part of the labyrinth that was, like, a capital city or something.
Right?
Right. And when you first encounter her, this is sort of hard to see because she gets up as soon as you open the door. She is kneeling in front of an altar like she's praying.
Mm-hmm.
And the altar is covered in candles. And you can sometimes get a variant of the altar where the top is removed and there is a hunter's mark on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
What is she doing there?
I don't know. I guess she's, like, it's clearly not her throne room, because it's just, like, a circular chamber with a big altar in it.
Right.
Right. It looks like she's praying, like, this. It's confusing because, like, when you encounter her, it's, like, at a point in time prior to the events of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because the game's plot hinges on her child being stolen.
Yeah.
And when you see her in, like, the sequence of the game outside the Chalice dungeon, she's not pregnant. But then when you encounter her in the dungeon, she is pregnant. So you just have to assume that, like, the Chalice dungeons are, like, cordoned off in, like, their own, like, time zone. So when we meet Queen Yanam, we're actually encountering her before the game starts.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And what is she wearing?
She's wearing a wedding dress.
So, Rocky wrote something interesting.
Okay.
I think she appears in her funeral attire that mimics part of Japanese funeral attire. That's why her hands are bound.
I'm looking up Japanese funeral attire now. Yeah, they do wear white. She kind of has two dresses, interestingly.
Oh yeah, how so?
The one that you encounter in the labyrinth, the dress is a lot more ornate, and it's got all these flowers on it, like a trail behind it. And when you meet her above ground, the dress is a lot more plain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Richie, let me ask you. Her hands are bound when she's in the dungeon, right?
Yeah, they're like manacled.
They're like what?
Her hands are like stuck. It was pointed out, like, before, like one of the first things people noticed about her is that her hands are, they're like stuck together in like wood, and it's it looks like a Victorian device that was used to restrain women during childbirth. So we think it's probably that.
Oh, interesting. But she's still pregnant in the dungeon.
Yeah, she hasn't. But I don't remember. Hang on. Christ, hang on. Yeah, her hands are still bound in the when you meet her above ground as well. But what happens is during the fight, she will remove the bindings.
She will or she won't, sorry?
She will. Like
Okay.
her second phase is she rips the bindings off.
And why does she... Oh, you just answered that question. Jesus, Sin, get it together. I was about to ask you, why does she have the bindings? That would also
Well,
be
the thing
cut
is,
out.
she can get rid of the bindings if she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, whoever was trying to restrain her, they didn't do that good a job, because she can just, like, flex and they break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weren't there theories at some point that she was bound because she was being sacrificed or something? Can't remember exactly.
Well, no, but the whole point is she's the queen.
Oh,
And
right, yeah.
her, like, she's got the ring on that says, like, the ring is given to the brides of the great ones. So, like, she's got a great one baby in her, and, like, that seems to be the source of her authority.
So, okay, wait a minute, Richie.
Yeah.
She was chosen queen and then she became pregnant with the great
I
one
don't
baby, or
know.
the other
I
way
don't know.
around? Was
I
this
think
like...
it had
Oh my
happened.
god, Richie! Was this like a great one shotgun wedding?
Well, anything is possible.
Sorry, yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh, just like when you fight her, she's got two kind of like sets of moves. And one of them is like the blood attacks where she shoots blood spears or she makes a sword out of blood. That's coming from her.
Mm-hmm.
But then she has these other attacks, and when she does them, she actually rubs her abdomen. And then you hear the baby cry, and then the attack happens. So presumably those attacks are actually coming from her child. Rather than her.
I see.
And like Lance figured out Lance and Santa figured out while they were doing the data mining that like Murgo, the baby, like is in the fight. He's like located. He has no physical presence, but he like exists and he just hovers above her head.
Mm-hmm.
So presumably those attacks are actually being executed by Murgo.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like there was some other plan fight where like Murgo acted independently. I don't know.
So, Murgo acted independently. Would he be a little mafia baby?
I knew it was going here. I knew that when you said we should do a series on this anime about babies, that it would end up bleeding back into Bloodborne. And, good. Yeah.
Did you think that your 5 years of doing your PhD would lead up to this?
Well, I mean, there are worse places it could have led.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick intermission and say hi
What?
to more people who showed up and look in the
Okay.
comments. Yeah, I mean like a comment
I
intermission.
thought you were like going to take an intermission while I eat more. And you were just going to have one back soon.
Okay. Yeah, let me scroll up.
70 watching.
Oh no! I'm shy! Somebody go away.
Can I go away?
Okay. So,
Okay.
okay, so hi Dominic, welcome. I think I welcomed you already. I think I welcomed Paparas. Hey Rocky, hey Salvador. Gemma, Huntress Mud, hi. Cataclysm, thank you for coming. Big Boss, hey, what's up, man? Eden! Oh, we already said hi to Eden. Oh my god, so Eden said, here's the thing. That was me imitating you. But Eden did say, here's the thing. What was supposed to happen was you were supposed to take the stone and bash the Hamlet priest's skull open and harvest the eyes, and that was how you ascended originally. Oh, damn. Eden. Okay, Rocky says, Richie, you need coffee. What you really need, though, is...
Big Moon Energy.
Big Moon Energy. Richie, tell us about Big Moon Energy.
Big Moon Energy is a joke I made about, 4 months ago? And you just decided you loved and have referenced ever since then. It's the evolving podcast in which just random things I say end up spinning off into their own series. Like this horrible butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Cinder donated $10. Thank you, Cinder.
Thank you, Cinder.
You're the best. Who else is here? Hi, Renzo. Hi, Boko. What's up? Hi, Mike. Oh, HMG, hi. And HMG said, the Sumerian queen, formerly known as Queen Boletaria. Oh, what do you think of that? Yeah.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I think we've been over this before, but I'm pretty sure, like, in the whatever-if version of the story that they had back when it was Demon Souls 2, it was going to be that the Chalice dungeons were the ruins of Boletaria.
Mm-hmm.
And you were going to find out that Yharnam was built over Boletaria, and that, like, the great ones were, like, the old ones, and...
Yeah. That would have been awesome.
Because there's the knight with the wooden leg.
Wait, we're not there yet.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, like, he is probably meant to be the Boletarian era equivalent of Gurman.
Okay, but people have no idea what you're talking about. So you just ruined everything, and we have to start over.
Alright.
Hi, Richie.
This is a train wreck anyway. Hi, Sin.
What are we doing here today?
Well, you wanted to save time by recording something that didn't need to be edited while you ate food loudly.
Yes.
So here we are.
Awesome. Okay, I'm still looking through the comments. Hi, Inferno. Welcome. Hi, Tom. What's up? Hi, Ravachist. Oh, Vicar Emilie's here. It's a great honor. Yeah.
Is she okay typing with her giant monster hands?
She has a giant monster keyboard.
Oh yeah, or like just a really big iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one of those wands that you use to, like a heated tip.
What?
You know those like styluses that are designed for touchscreen, so the tip is heated up because that's what the touchscreen detects.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh snap! I had no idea.
I thought you'd noticed because like you live somewhere where it snows that like when it's really cold you have trouble using the touchscreen.
Oh. Hmm.
Anyway, I remember last week there was someone who claimed that they had unlocked the hidden mechanic of blood tendency and streamed for 2 hours and wasted everyone's time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm conscious of not being that guy, so I think we should get onto the subject.
Oh, oh damn! Oh, you just this kid has claws. Look at Richie. Okay, I was looking through the comments as you were talking, so I wasn't just wasting everybody's time. Okay. Hi, Jordan. Welcome. Hi, Arish. Welcome. Hi, Julian. Welcome. Greetings from Argentina. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Heather, what is up? Some guys. Hello. Okay, I think that's everyone. If I forgot someone, sorry. Oh, Joe Song, hey! Greetings from New York City! Yay! Okay, now that everyone's here, we may continue. Okay.
Where were we?
Well,
We're
we
talking
talked.
about Yharnam and Murgo.
Yeah, yeah. So we talked
Okay.
about Queen Yanam in the dungeon. Let's talk about her above ground. You
Okay.
know what? Let's just. Okay, okay, I have a better idea. Instead of just talking to her above ground, can you tell me what happened, like, with her and Murgo and Mikolash?
Okay, so the child that Mensis have in the Nightmare of Mensis, that they are offering to cause in the stroller slash pram, depending on where you're from, is Murgo, who is the child of Queen Yanam. And you can hear Murgo crying after the red moon, or if you have, I think it's 60 insight, you can hear Murgo crying. And the thing is, you can hear Murgo crying, like, as soon as the game begins. Murgo's always in the nightmare. So if you, like, go into New Game Plus and you have 60 insight, you can hear Murgo crying. If you, like, grind insight on the cleric beast, you can hear Murgo crying before, like, any of this starts. So Murgo was kidnapped prior to the beginning of the game. All those notes you find in Yahar'gul that talk about, like, the nightmare ritual craves the newborn is Murgo. And what's happened is that Mensis got hold of Murgo and took him to the Nightmare of Mensis area. We're calling Murgo a he because the game internally refers to Murgo as Prince. In the Japanese, like, developer notes, Murgo is called Prince. So, as in son of the queen. So, what we think probably happened is that Mensis went down into the Chalice Dungeons, into Tumaru Eye Hill, and then they baby napped Murgo from Queen Yanam, like, prior to the events of the game. And that's how they got hold of Murgo.
Thank you.
And Queen Yanam is looking for Murgo and cannot find him until the Red Moon happens. So when the Red Moon happens and the boundary between the two worlds starts to break down, the first thing you see, like, after you defeat Rom and that starts happening, is you see this spectral projection of Yharnam on Moonside Lake. And she's, like, looking toward the Red Moon as it descends. And, like, prior to going to Bergenworth, you fight the Shadows of Yharnam, who are Yharnam's, like, bodyguards / agents, whatever. So presumably Queen Yanam was going to go to Bergenworth to kill Rom anyway. Like, they somehow knew that the Red Moon was tied to this spider, so they were going there, and I think you just got there first.
Well, not only did you get there first, you also killed her bodyguards, and then you meet her, and she's like, hey, have you seen my bodyguards? They're here to help me rescue my baby. And you're like, they told me to take care of it.
To be fair, they were possessed by a snake.
That's true.
So, like, in a way, we saved them.
We're a good guy yet again. It's like,
I'm doing a really exaggerated shrug now. When Yharnam asks where her bodyguards went.
When Willem asks you, hey, what happened to Rom?
Yeah. So, and then when you go to the Nightmare of Mensis, you see Queen Yanam there again, and she is standing outside where Murgo is kept, and she's crying. And that version of Yharnam, if you do any damage at all, disappears. Like, it fades away. And that's because, like, that's not really Queen Yanam. That is, like, a projection of Queen Yanam. Similar to in Dark Souls 2 when you meet the Emerald Herald. And turns out that the Emerald Heralds you've met throughout the game, and, like, the reason that she's able to just appear behind you during cutscenes and stuff is because that's not the real Emerald Herald. The actual physical Emerald Herald is in Archdragon Peak, and she's projecting herself. So,
Richard, spoilers!
Yeah, we had a whole Loki episode about this.
Yeah, but I forgot.
Yeah.
And you spoiled it again.
Good.
You spoiled it for everyone in the chat, too.
Yeah, and I spoiled Sekiro for Lance.
How did you spoil Sekiro for Lance?
You know, he tweeted about it.
Yeah, I saw. He's awesome.
Yeah. He's taking lessons from you.
Everybody's taking
Of just like
lessons.
getting some completely normal interaction. It's like Richie's bullying me. Yeah. And also when you fight Queen Yanam, she does create these like clones of herself during the fight. So the version that you see above ground is like a projection of her. And it talks about how like if even though you can kill Queen Yanam, her like consciousness survives. So it's possible at this point that like Queen Yanam is just dead, like she's completely dead, and that's like a ghost version of her. Yeah. And the Fishing Hamlet DLC sort of, I think, does a good job of underlining that, because we were initially unsure of what was going on with Murgo and Yharnam, but then the Fishing Hamlet makes it clear that, like, in the Fishing Hamlet, the Orphan of Kos is actually, like, dead, and you're fighting its spirit, and Kos is also dead, but Kos's spirit is watching over it, and when you get rid of the Orphan, like, it passes on, and then Kos can also pass on, and everything goes back, like, the curse is lifted.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a 2-second intermission to look at the comments.
Okay.
So, welcome to the stream, TLGTW. Hi, Bob. Welcome. Van Fernal says another possible Dracula connection in Bloodborne is that in the 1902 movie, in the asylum, the guards wear cages on their heads. They're not as big, but they seem to be the inspiration for Mikolash.
Yeah, and like I don't think we've talked about this yet. That Queen Yanam herself.
Yes.
The design of her and like the way that she's got all this blood all over her is from the 92 Dracula as well.
Oh snap!
When Lucy marries Dracula, they meet Lucy in the crypt, and she looks exactly like Yharnam.
Oh yeah, somebody mentioned something about that. I thought I wanted to read it and then I forgot. But yeah. Yeah, cool. Great observation, you guys. Great observation, everyone. We're doing such an incredible job. Gus Cruz says hello from Brazil. Hi.
Hello.
Hippity says, hi, I'm here. Hi, welcome. Sorry. Okay. So, Richie, if you had to like, Anime Fan 2014. Okay, Richie, I've got a bit of a long series of questions. Was baby Murgo taken by the Bergenworth or the church? If it was the church, why does she wait for the in-game blood moon instead of the... I think YouTube doesn't allow anymore. Yeah.
Okay, well, Murgo's taken by Mensis.
Okay.
And Yharnam, she's like, quote-unquote, waiting for the blood moon because that's the point where, like, the barriers break down, you can actually get to the Nightmare of Mensis.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she's looking for Murgo the whole time, but she can't get to him until the red moon comes out. Because the red moon is what allows you to get to the Nightmare of Mensis to find Murgo. So, like, that's what's happening.
Thank you. Oh, and Herbert is here. Hey, Herbert.
Hey, Herbert.
By the way, everyone, check out Herbert's channel. He's also a creator. He does really, really good lore. So Herbert says, the thing that nobody talks about is the dialogue that refers to the ocean, sea, curse as the source of all things, and the fact that upon death, the orphan returns to the bottom, and after Rom is killed, Yharnam rises out of the sediment of the lake. Cool.
Okay. What are we, like...
It's deep, okay?
It's the sea.
Yeah.
It's very deep. That's Jordan, crossover between Prince Murgo and Musician Prince.
UTH, hey, welcome to the stream. I wanted to mention that maybe the way Rom keeps the moon in place is connected to that kind of belief where the moon is captured in a puddle and somehow her being on the lake and maintaining. I can't
Yeah, I
read
think
too
that's
good
what they're
today
getting at.
because I had too much sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I get what they're saying, and I
Okay.
think like that is what they're getting at. That like Rom is like blocking, like with what Herbert was saying with like the water and rising out of the water and going back to the water. That like the water is functioning as like a barrier. Like it talks about like the water is like a barrier between worlds that you can cross. So the fact Rom is like in the lake, sort of preventing, like when you fight Rom, you're like would have been clearer if they'd done the upside down Bergenworth thing. But the idea is that you're like upside down underneath the water in the reflection of the moon. That's why it's called Moonside Lake.
Oh, excellent. That's very smart.
So
Richie.
like Rom is like in between the moon and the rest of the world.
Yeah. Rich, I ate
Yeah.
way too much sushi today.
Yeah, I think we all heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard, but I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like I should have learned my lesson from last time. But I didn't. I still have 2 sushis left, and I'm still gonna eat them. Even though
Yeah.
I can't, but I will.
well, that's... You're braver than any Marine.
Hi, Lady Farron. Welcome to the stream.
Bye.
Valerian is like, Sen ate too much sushi and is dying.
Oh.
Okay.
So I mean, if you were in the Chalice dungeons and people beat you, they would just get a giant compacted mess of sushi.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so, now that we talked about Queen Yharnam, is there anything else you'd like to say about her?
What's the point of this like stream again?
No,
what are we
we're
doing?
talking about the Yharnam stone, but first we build up by talking about like Yharnam and stuff.
Okay.
I just burped.
think-
Did you hear?
Yep, you certainly did.
Thank you. Okay, do you have anything else to add about Queen Yharnam?
I think we're gonna have to come back to her when we talk about this Yharnam stone thing.
Okay, all right.
Okay, the thing we want to make clear is that when you beat Queen Yanam in the Chalice dungeons, you get a completely useless item called the Yharnam stone. And all it says is like, this is a relic that was left behind by Yharnam. And if you look at it, it looks like people were comparing it to a real world thing where like fetuses sort of like calcify in the body.
Oh, I know that. I know what it's called.
Yeah.
I did a lore video on it, the good one.
Yeah, before I ruined everything.
No, that was after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm ashamed. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So,
sorry.
but, like,
I
it's
interrupted
very
you for no
clearly, like,
reason.
It's very clearly a child that is like inside of some like calcified blood. Or like petrified blood. You can see like the outline of a face and a little hand. So that, like, firstly, it does nothing in the game. It's not uncommon for games to do stuff like that, though. Like, there was some of the Final Fantasy games, they have like an optional boss that's incredibly hard, and all you get for beating them is like an item that proves you beat them. So the Yharnam Stone was like, okay, this is just proof you beat Queen Yanam. The Yharnam Stone is also probably like Murgo's body, because the third chord that they have in the Nightmare of Mensis is Murgo's third chord. So presumably they killed or somehow incapacitated Queen Yanam, pulled out Murgo's body, then got the third chord from that, and the Murgo's body is the Yharnam stone. But because of the whole time fuckery with the Chalice dungeons, when we encounter Queen Yanam, it's before any of that has happened. So, like, they would have beaten her like we did, and they would have got, like, the Yharnam stone out of her like we do, but because they're Mensis and they have this master plan, presumably they then, like, took the Yharnam stone apart and got the third cord from it. So, that's how we were looking at it before about a week ago.
Oh, snap.
Because Lance McDonald found out that, like, I guess to preface this, we should say that, like, the DLC that we got was originally 2 DLCs and they kind of crammed them together. So there's, like, files for something and it's in a different map of the DLC, because originally that thing was in that other map and they just moved it over. So specifically what we're interested in here is that the fishing hamlet priest, who you run into at the start, who's like, Brokenwood, he has all of this conversation data, but it's in the research hall. Because it looks like originally when it was 2 DLCs, that character or a character that filled that role was in the research hall. Like maybe he had been captured or something, or he was like held there in the prison, I don't know. And Lance said, oh, I think I can like restore this and like port it back to the fishing hamlet and get it to work. And it turned out that the fishing hamlet priest, if you put that conversation tree back in the hamlet and like get him connected to it and everything, he has an option after you beat Orphan of Kos that is give Yharnam stone. And it very specifically says, like, in Japanese characters, give Yharnam stone. It's not like it's defaulting to that item value generically. Like, it's written out, give Yharnam stone. And if you talk to him with the Yharnam stone in your inventory, he has these lines that we knew about them, but he never says them in game. Where he says, like, Kos, fair child of Kos, time is not, and the sea rumbles afar, and yet a mother's pungent devotion can still be felt. And then he says, thank you, messenger, I exude gratitude for one such as you. Kos, bless this messenger, this visitor from beyond. And then nothing happens. He doesn't even take the Yharnam stone from you. So it wasn't finished and it wasn't fully implemented, but at one point you were going to be able to give the Yharnam stone to this fish guy. And he would give you something for it. And there's like another thing that was cut where, like, when you beat Orphan of Kos, that character kind of narrates it, and he's like, "Sweet child of Kos, return to the ocean." In this old conversation tree, that doesn't play over the cutscene. But if you beat the orphan, then go back and talk to the priest, he will say those lines. So, like, that character was sort of hacked up, and bits of his dialogue were used in different areas after it was, like, initially designed. But yeah, you were going to be able to give him the Yharnam stone. And the lines when you give him the Yharnam stone, he is like... It's written out with, like, onomatopoeia for him, like an excited sort of, like, oh my god, he's like, Kos, child of Kos, like that. He's, like, really, like, excited that you've brought this thing back to him. But it's really, really odd because, like, why is the Yharnam stone the child of Kos?
That's a good question.
That's a good question because, they, like, Kos has children. Like, Kos gets physically pregnant and gives birth. So, Yharnam is not Kos's, like... Yharnam is not going to give birth to Kos's child because Kos can already give birth. It's not like Erden. And what we were thinking is, like, is this supposed to be, like, what Mikolash is doing? Because Mikolash gets the third cord from Murgo, and then he's like, here's part of Murgo, Kos, hey, check this out. Where are you? I've got a baby. And we're thinking, like, is that what you're doing here? Where, like, you're bringing the other part of Murgo, and you're like, will this, like, satisfy Cos? Like, does Cos want this instead? But the way that he is talking, the way it's written, it's almost like you're giving him Cos's child, which Murgo isn't.
Could Murgo have been Cos's child at some point?
I don't know, because Cos went through, like, multiple revisions.
Can you tell us the revisions that Cos went through that you know of?
Well, initially, like, Cos was the final boss and used Ebrietus's model. And Cos is referred to as Cos, the fallen child of the moon. And they were a separate boss from the moon presence, but like they were fought at the end where we fight the wet nurse now. And then what happened was, I guess when I don't know at what point they realized they were going to go to DLC, but like they moved Cos from Mensis into that like Altar of Despair area and just said that she's a new character called Ebrietus. So it's hard to kind of pass what was going on with Cos for a lot of this, because they kept changing what Cos was. The other thing is that, like, if you crack open the files and look at where everything is, the Yharnam stone it's with a bunch of key items, and the sequence is like Yharnam stone, then 1/3 cord, then a bunch of unrelated items, then the messenger head pieces, and then in the middle of the messenger head pieces, it looks like 3 messenger head pieces were removed, and they were then replaced with duplicates of the 3rd cord. So it's like messenger head pieces, and then the 3 cords, and then more messenger head pieces. And, like, we know that there were deleted messenger head pieces because Lance and Santa have found the models for them. So it looks a lot like, just on the basis of, like, where these items are and look like presumably when they were added, that the ending, instead of it being 3 3rd cords, it looks like the ending may have been there was 1 cord and 1 Yharnam stone. And maybe, like, if you had both of them, that was the equivalent of having the cords now. And then when they switched it, they just very hastily added the 3 cords to, like, just overwrote those messenger head pieces with the cords. So it's possible that, like, Murgo was the child of Cos at one point. But the weird thing is that because Yharnam is praying to that altar, and the altar is the hunter's mark, it's like, I think we talked about this before, but like the hunter's mark is given to you by the moon presence. So does that mean that Yharnam is praying to the moon presence? Does that mean the moon presence is the father of Murgo? There was that other theory that Erden was the father of Murgo. I don't think the game cares that much who the father of Murgo is.
Do you think if they went on the Mori show, they'd figure it out?
Well, just read the item description of the cord. It would just say, like, this is Erden's. The Murgo cord is so confusing because it's like, this cord is from Murgo, but it allowed them audience with Murgo.
Yeah.
Which confused the absolute fuck out of us for years. And it's like, no, the way it works is that the cord is like a link to Murgo's spirit. So if you have the 3rd cord... Oh, actually, no. It's that, like, there's two ways you can look at that. You can either say that the cord connects to Murgo's spirit. So if you have the 3rd cord, you have a way to contact Murgo's spirit, even though Murgo's body is physically with you. The other one is that the wet nurse always had Murgo, and what happened is that they used the 3rd cord to beckon the wet nurse who had Murgo with her already. And that's why everyone in Mensis outside of that got frenzied, like, and died from the hideous revelation of what was going on. That, like, they showed up with the third chord and they were like, hey, Cos, where are you? And instead of Cos, they got the wet nurse, because the wet nurse already had Murgo with her. It's a very odd sequence of events. Yeah. But yeah, it's extremely odd that, like, it's specific to the Yharnam stone, because everything about that does imply that the Yharnam stone is the child of Cos.
Yeah.
Which, it's possible that, like, it was just a placeholder and they did bother writing out Yharnam stone, and there was meant to be something else that you gave him. Because, like, what happens now is if you show up with milkweed equipped, he talks to you differently, and he gives you the accursed brew.
Okay.
But this almost feels like after you beat the orphan, you would get something and give that to him, and then...
Yeah, that would make more sense, actually.
But I like, it's odd because this was 2 DLCs at one point, so, like, was the idea that maybe the 2 DLCs had crossover and you could get something from, like, one DLC and give it to him, and that would unlock something?
Well, yeah.
The other thing is there is an unused DLC key item.
What's that?
We don't know. But it looks like a glass bottle of water with, like, ferns in it.
With what in
Like
it?
And actually, it looks like the you know how Rom's tail looks like a frond of, yeah, it looks like those. It's like a whole lot of those in, like, a glass bottle.
Okay.
And I am wondering if, like, that looks like it might have been an early version of milkweed, because the idea behind milkweed is that you use lumen flowers to become, like, the host of phantasms.
Do you know what else you could use lumen flowers for?
Why don't you tell us, Sin?
No, I'm shy. You say it.
Lumen flowers are an ingredient in Big Moon Energy. A joke I made at 4 a.m. many months ago. And
What's Big Moon Energy, Richie?
Big Moon Energy is an energy drink that they sell in Yharnam. It is made from lumen flowers. And because it's made from 100% natural ingredients, you don't get the crashes and jitters associated with other energy drinks.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
In a podcast? Was it in a podcast or in a dream? We talked about...
God!
We talked
I think
about...
that's a sign that you record too many of these. People have said to me, like, you can tell Sin to slow down. Because she's putting out way too many of these too quickly, and I'm worried about her health. And now it's turned out that you actually can't properly differentiate between podcasts and dreams.
Well, wait a minute. In Bloodborne, dreams are also real.
Yes, but we're not in Bloodborne.
Oh my god, it's Holdsworth! Hey! Hey!
Oh, hey!
Hi! I'm waving at you! Holds made this great animation. I have to, I'm gonna go dig it up.
Are they regretting it now?
What?
Big bird.
You know,
it's
okay.
like Yharnam's phone discussion, and it's just, God, what is this?
Sorry. Okay, let me focus. Let me compose myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to post what the animation that Holdsworth made, and it's amazing. Okay. And everybody should see it. Oh god, it's so amazing. Because the previous animation you made, I watched it like every day for about 25 years. And this one, I'm gonna watch every day for the next 25 years.
Okay.
Will this be up after the broadcast? That's Richie will decide at the end.
I think to be to in like an act of benevolence, this should be edited and then re-uploaded.
Oh my, Richie!
Yeah, I'll
This
edit
was
it.
supposed to be okay. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, you'll cut out all the good parts, though.
Well, they can go on Patreon. Patreon.com/SinclairLaw.
Okay. Okay, we will do that.
Yeah.
Okay, but you gotta keep the funny parts in.
Okay. What are the funny parts?
It's the ones that go, haha. Yeah.
I mean, this is better than the Blood Tentacle stream, but
Yeah, that's
we'll
actually
always have
true.
that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if it turned out that guy was watching and was like one of your patrons, and then
no.
you just lost a lot of money?
Well, we're doing it in like good humor. It's not mean, you know? It's like the way we make fun of each other. What did I want to say? I forget. Oh yeah, okay, the thing that I wasn't sure if we did or was a dream. I'm sure we did. I think it was in the lumen? No. In the okay, Richie. Oh my god. I'm having okay. What am I thinking? It's the thing we recorded the first episode of and the rest is going on Patreon. What is this?
Oh, the runes.
The
one.
runes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think in the runes one we discovered how Big Moon energy drinks were made.
Yeah, that's a great advertisement. Patreon exclusive series. In the series about runes, you continued to hammer home an in-joke from, I think, July of last year.
Yeah. I think, or it's one of the notes, because good news, we finished recording all of the notes. It's just a matter of editing. I just didn't have time to edit one for
finish
today.
recording
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
All 21? No, there's 22, because there's the hidden secret note. That is actually real. We're not, like, inventing
Yeah.
that. There is a note that's, like, contingent on you doing things a lot of people miss.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Simple Allowance. Hi, Dives.
Hi.
Hi, Miguel.
Hi.
Did we forget anyone? I do not know. I think we got everyone. Ryan, hey, what's up? Okay. So,
Yes.
I'm trying to think of. Okay, can you read all the cut dialogue that the fish person says?
Cause, fair child of cause, time is not and the sea rumbles afar, and yet a mother's pungent devotion can still be felt. And then, thank you, messenger, I exude gratitude, one such as you. Cause bless this messenger, this visitor from beyond. And like that is the way he says it, he's like gasping in disbelief at the beginning. So he's like, "Cause, child of cause," and then like that's the Japanese one goes as far as having this onomatopoeia for like a gasping sort of like written into the dialogue. So he's like shocked that you've brought him this thing, whatever it like the Yharnam stone. He's like, "Oh my, it's the Yharnam, like child of cause," like that. Like that's his response. So it's not like I remember when I got this text, it was I just read the text and it just sounded like the usual thing where he's like, child of cause return to the ocean. He's like, the sea. This one he's like he's got a completely different demeanor and he's like gasping in awe. So like you would. It's so weird that it's the Yharnam stone, but like it looks like you were bringing him like a relic of the Orphan of Cause.
Right.
So I'm wondering if like if the original sequence was that you beat the orphan and then you got like. Oh, no, actually, no. Now I'm wondering if because he was in the research hall, if the idea was there was part of the Orphan of Kos in the research hall, and you in the same way that like the Bergenworth cord is from the Orphan of Kos, and like presumably they had that at Bergenworth. If there's like some part of Kos or part of the Orphan at the research hall, you had to give that to him, and he would like. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah. It's weird that he's in the research hall.
Who? Wait, what?
The
Why
Hamlet priest.
Wait, sorry. Okay, I think I wasn't following you completely. The Hamlet priest is in the research hall?
That was like the first thing we said when we started the stream.
What? Okay. How many hours of sleep have I been functioning on for the past half a year, Richie? So forgive me if I don't remember the first thing you told me 5 years ago.
Okay, I'll go over it again because like the viewership's doubled since the beginning of the stream.
Okay.
Okay. The reason that like this took a while to find is that the Old Hunters DLC was originally 2 different DLCs, in the same way that Dark Souls 3 had like Ringed City and Ashes of Ariandel. It was going to be like that. They were going to be the 2 DLCs separately, and then they combined them into one. And by combining them into one, like as a result of that, they kind of shifted things around. So the stuff we're talking about now, where the Fishing Hamlet priest has all this extra dialogue, the reason that wasn't found right away is because it's actually in the research hall. Like, that conversation tree and the data for it are there. And what Lance did was he basically got the data from there and moved it to the Hamlet. And that's how he was able to get it working. So, the way that it's set up now kind of implies that the Hamlet priest was in or connected to the research hall map. He wasn't in the Hamlet map initially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like you could kind of like maybe they had him there like and they were experimenting on him or something. But it's weird because he still has all the lines about Bergen and everything. Like it's possible maybe he was he may have been like the character you used to get to the Hamlet. Or something like that. Like he may have been prior to the Hamlet area. Rather than in the Hamlet itself.
Well, couldn't
Like-
he have, like, escaped the research hall and returned to the Hamlet?
Through the clock.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe he witnessed Ludwig killing Maria.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So yeah, he is reacting as though you have brought him something connected to the Orphan of Kos.
Yeah.
But and like it does again, like just going over stuff we've already talked about because people are coming and going.
Mm-hmm.
The prompt does specifically say give Yharnam stone. It doesn't say like give like item ID or something. So it's referencing someone sat down and typed out give Yharnam stone. So it's like I don't know if the plan was that like maybe they were using that as a placeholder, or maybe they were gonna rewrite the Yharnam stone's description, or there was gonna be another character who was like, if you bring the Yharnam stone to the Hamlet, Kos will be pacified. Like, but it does really imply that like in this version of events, the Yharnam stone is the Orphan of Kos's body somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And weirdly, like, but he's still, it's not even like an earlier version of Cos, because he is saying, like, the mother's devotion of Cos. So it's still like Mother Cos, it's not like in this version Cos was Erdin. No, because if you said, like, you could say, okay, well, Cos, maybe at this point Cos was the father of Murgo and Cos impregnated Yharnam.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's still saying Mother Cos. He's still referring to the big beached whale, like, pregnant monster that actually, like, was able to give birth, did not need a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Did not need to impregnate someone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I just noticed the picture moved.
It's the most exciting thing that's happened in this stream.
No, yeah, it was an accident. I guess I moved it a while back. When I moved my stuff, sorry about that. Here you go. It's a beautiful scenery again now.
I should have just sent you, like, my HUDless footage. You could have just played that.
Yeah. But this is like, it's cool. It looks like the moonlight is hitting the lake.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So I moved the camera around a little, and Simple Allowance is like, I thought you said no gameplay.
Yes.
Go on. Herbert West says, there's another option here, though. Maybe it's just beyond our current level of understanding. It doesn't have to be the fault of the game. It's not like we understand everything. I think there might be a reply to something, because I wasn't reading the previous one. Sorry.
Yeah, like, I think a lot of this comes from it initially being 2 DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
And then being... And, like, this is why, like, they make a big deal out of Brador is trying to stop you getting into the Hamlet. But, like, Brador shows up and then he doesn't reappear until you're already at the Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like the structure was, the research hall was 1 DLC. And then the second DLC was the prison that Brador is in and the Hamlet, and they were connected. And then the Hunter's Nightmare with the River of Blood and everything, the reason that's made out of bits of Yharnam and the reason, like, the Lawrence boss is the cleric beast again, is because that was added at the end, and, like, they didn't make new assets for it, so they grabbed existing bits of Yharnam architecture and made the nightmare out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the blood drunk hunters there with the glowing eyes were probably for the prison, and, like, they were, like, blood drunk hunters that had been locked up there, we think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, like, it may have been, like, Lance was saying, there's still data in the research hall that takes you to, the Hamlet, and we're wondering if, like, but, like, it wasn't the clock face, it was some other, like, NPC that took you to the Hamlet, and we're wondering if it was kind of like in Ashes of Ariandel, where, like, after you beat Frida, if you have the DLC installed, you go to Dregheap from another bonfire that just appears.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than having to load it up separately, and, like, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like, it was, it's kind of all over the place. But it looks like that prison area where Brador and Yamamura are was meant to be, like, significantly bigger. But, like, this wasn't done, like, super late, because, like, initially like, all the dialogue still refers to it as being in the Hunter's Nightmare, so, like, it wasn't like the last, oh shit, we have a month to go. Like, they did this they did it, like, it hangs together better than the base game in a lot of ways. But no, like, a lot of the dialogue you hear in the base game, because now that I've looked at the actual conversation data, it's, like, lines from completely separate scenes that they then just reorder to make new lines out of. Like, when Gurman's saying you must accept your death, that's must accept your death, be free from the night. That's from a completely different unused scene, and they just like cut that line out and made it the line he says when he kills you.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a podcast on the cut stuff you found in Bloodborne and the lions and all that.
Oh, the restored cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
there's
talking
stuff.
to Santa about that, and like, I talked to Lance about it as well, and he's like, "Oh, can you give me the IDs of those lines?" And he didn't find anything, but then Santa said, "Oh, I'll have a look too," because like he's been restoring the Dark Souls 2 cut scenes. So, basically, what we're talking about is there's this bunch of cut lines from Gurman and a bunch of cut lines from Lawrence. And then, as I was putting all the stuff in a big Excel table for the wiki, and I noticed that those lines are they're one half of a conversation they're having, and if you like put them, you can reinsert them into like you stick them together again, and they flow chronologically, coherently into like a scene of them talking, and it's very similar to the Bergenworth flashback, in that it's like it's Lawrence talking to Gurman about like why must the hunt continue, and Gurman's like it has to continue because otherwise like it's the only thing that keeps us from becoming beasts, and then Lawrence says something like, all right, I'm and yeah, it's like Lawrence says like, Gurman, why are you hunting beasts? And Gurman says like, it's the only thing that keeps us human, the hunt can never stop. And then he says like, Lawrence, I await the realization of ministration. And then Lawrence says, very well, I won't be long. And it's very similar to the Bergenworth one where he like leaves. So it looks like just like another Lawrence memory was in there. And we don't know where it could have been like when Lawrence was the bloodletting beast. Maybe you got that from him when you beat him in the labyrinth, and it was like the tip off that he was Lawrence. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's pretty much it for the Yharnam Stone.
It wasn't really about the Yharnam Stone at all.
Oh
What we
my god!
said, like this doesn't make this doesn't make very much sense. Here's references to Big Moon Energy and a cut Lawrence memory, and Stin talking about sushi.
Richie is a
Yeah.
puking.
Oh, you've got your insult generator. I thought you were typing this on Twitter. Richie is evil.
Swag-bellied? That kind of sounds like a compliment in today's society. You got swag.
Yeah, got swag belly.
Yeah. Underskinner, which means vomiting,
Yeah.
having a sizable sagging stomach,
Yeah.
an assistant tapster, one who draws beer for customers. That doesn't sound like much of an insult. I feel like this book has done worse.
Yeah.
Or better. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I look forward to editing this down to 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, since everybody's here, do you guys have any questions for Richie that
Oh
you'd
yeah,
like
okay,
to
we can just do
ask?
like a live like discussion thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just get comfy and open Pepsi.
No. You open, eh?
Big Moon Energy.
Hi, clown. I mean, crowd. Welcome to the stream. Smells like arcane. Okay, so for those who just arrived, if you
We've
have
already covered everything, but Sin
Yeah.
wants to keep talking.
no, I think this is a good time for everybody to ask you questions. Because people have
Alright.
questions. So if you have questions
Okay.
you'd like to ask, Rich is right here. Oh, Malik has a question. What does Big Moon Energy taste like?
Well, I take mine as sugar-free with guava. It's sugar-free tropical, so it has a sort of tangy taste to it.
Utmatar says, I do video editing and graphic design, so can I make a fake commercial for Big Moon Energy?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes.
Also, I'd like to apologize to anyone who does video editing and watches this.
Why? Why?
Because they're probably just like, God, so much of this needs to go.
This is a live stream. This is different. Ask Richie how he's doing. Fudence is asking how you doing.
I'm doing well.
TLGTW.
I have to beat Katamari Damacy by tonight. So I
Oh my god, we've been through this. Why do you make life difficult for yourself? This is on you. I told you played it. Watch the rest of the walkthrough. Like, you have other things to do. Like, so like, play it and watch the walkthrough. That's what I did. It's called like multitasking and combination tasking, you know?
Yeah.
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 Watch, play, so you get everything done. Okay, TLGTW says, do you think Abriatus was left behind because she was the Sumerian equivalent to Rom?
Yes.
Good.
Because it talks about Abriatus is like, she's the left behind Great One and she's weeping over Rom's corpse, and when you fight her, like, this is probably just a mistake they made and didn't clear up, but like, she's kin. She's not a Great One. She's vulnerable to, like, kin things, and she's vulnerable to lightning. But then if you fight any other Great One, they don't have any vulnerabilities. Like, their resistances are identical across the board. And they're not classified as kin. So, like, Abriatus, I'm pretty sure, like, in, not the Sumerian equivalent, but, like, in East, all the Great Ones of East successfully, like, made contact with the cosmos and astral projected away. And left Abriatus behind because she wasn't powerful enough, and that's why she's always sad and she's always looking at the sky. Because she's like, where are my people?
That's so cute.
And the Lauren equivalent of Rom is the brain, I think.
The pink and the brain, the pink and the brain. Yeah. One is a genius, the other one is insane. I liked that show.
Yeah.
It was very cute. Okay, Venfernal has a question that's been killing them for years.
Oh no.
I added the for years part for dramaticism. So, if the hunter has amnesia, how do they know the kind her summons is addressed to them?
It's a really good point. I think they probably remember their name.
Was their name on the invitation?
Well, if it's addressed to them, it must have their name on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it just says to whom it may concern.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
just like, okay,
Yeah.
that's me. Maybe it was just like, whoever finds this can come to Canehurst.
Oh.
It's like a golden ticket.
I was thinking more like it's a really sad birthday party because nobody's coming, so you're just like, well, if anybody finds this and wants to come along, it'd be cool. Speaking of birthdays, whose birthdays are coming up soon, Richie?
Why, it's ours.
OMG, are you hyped?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the week where we're the same age
Yes!
is coming up.
Yeah,
Yep.
so the week where I'm you and you don't get bullied because I'm your age
Yeah.
for a week. Yeah.
Yeah. To put into all the people who assume there's like a 10-year age gap between us, of which there are many. There's not. There is a less than 1 year age
Why?
gap.
Why would there be a 10-year age gap between us?
People think that, like, you're 10 years younger than me.
What?
Yeah, people I talk to are like... they assume that there's an enormous age gap.
Why?
I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
I will ask them. Give me their
Okay.
names.
Well, after we...
No, now. I'll sort this now. I'll find them on Discord. This is going to be like... I will resolve this live.
No,
Who
you,
was
you
this?
should be. You should be like.
Was it Aegon? Was this Jeremy? Was it Vati?
You should be flattered, but like everyone thinks you're like young and energetic, and I'm like past it and ossifying in a chair.
Okay, if you put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob is wondering, as a patron, can I invest in Big Moon Energy?
Well, Sin, I think as the creator of Big Moon, you need to field these questions.
Okay. Oh, does Moon Presence ever braid her tentacles just for fashion purposes?
Well, like Mal / Bellringer Cat, she has done a bunch of like human versions of the Great Ones. And from memory, the Moon Presence lady did have like tentacle hair. I'll go find it. I mean, not right now, because I'll have to sift through messages, but
We can wait. Where does the Healing Church get all the blood they provide to Yharnamites?
from the Chalice dungeons, and then they make their own in the Blood Saints.
Thank you. Is
Like
there...
they got the blood from the labyrinth, and then they were putting it in people to see what would happen, and they were harvesting the blood from the people. That's why like Adela and Adeline give you their blood, because
Right.
that's literally what they do. They're basically just like professional blood donors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Farron is asking, when is there ever going to be another collab with Aegon? Well, actually,
yeah, I guess
you're...
if he's around.
Yeah, but I think the problem is like timing, because he's finishing
Yeah.
up his studies and stuff, so he probably doesn't
Yeah.
have much time. But we did want to do a bunch of stuff together, and I think he's inviting
Yeah.
you back on Let's Talk Lore at some point.
Yeah, I am gonna be back. I don't know exactly when, because like if you've been following Aegon, he's done one episode this year because he's very busy, and they take him like weeks and weeks to do, because he has to like write everything out and like time
Yeah.
everything and then finish editing it. But yeah, he is Aegon does field work is the thing. Like he has to go like, and he's looking at salmon in Canada, which means that he has to actually just go to like where the salmon are and study them. So he's not like me, where like I'm studying people online, so I can just do it from home. He's like got to go out, so when he does that, like he doesn't have much time to do other stuff. So, but he should be done soon. I think he's almost finished.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richie. Oh, Youth Mathar said that they've edited for 10 years and have never flinched or cringed from our content. It's all been honestly really enjoyable. Most of the content... Don't No. No, because most of the content is edited by me, so this is for Sin. So it's thank
Okay.
you, Sin.
Okay.
Okay. Fadens asks, is Richie going to stream Sekiro like he did DS3 Ringed City?
Oh, we talked about it.
Yeah.
And like we see there's an issue with Sekiro, which is that it looks like it could very easily become an unwatchable disaster if you streamed it.
How
in the
so?
way that the Souls games, because it looks very precise and very stealth based. And like the way that it is all based on parry timing. So like the reason I was able to stream Ringed City reasonably painlessly is because I just leveled up beforehand. I was like 30 levels higher than everyone else. So I was able to I knew that there was there was the demon boss that spat fire. So like I had all this fully upgraded Black Knight equipment. because I knew that was coming, and I was much higher level than I should have been, and I still got stuck on Gale. So the problem with Sekiro is that like there is leveling up, but it's not tied to. It's not like Souls where you can just farm, and there's like you have to seek out and find stuff to let you level up, which I really like as an idea because I kind of hate grinding. And I think tying it to things you have to explore to find in the world, like an action, like Zelda or something. I prefer that, but also I imagine it could get extremely repetitive to actually watch live. Because if there was something you were stuck on and it was just down to the timing was off, then like I don't know who wants to watch like 2 hours of failing against the same boss. Like they did a live stream of Sekiro stuff the other day, and Kitao, who people might know, he's like a From Software producer, PR guy on Twitter. He was talking about it, and he said, like, yeah, it took me 13 hours to beat the final boss of Sekiro. And that's from someone who worked on it. So, I don't know if people... If, like, I'm worried it would turn into that. It would turn into, like, I'm just gonna fight the same boss all day. Because I remember getting stuck on Soul of Cinder. Like, I streamed Dark Souls 3 and, like, there was a day that was just Soul of Cinder. Which seems ridiculous now because we know how to beat him, but, like, I did not understand how to fight him properly at the time. And, it was, like, 2 or 3 hours of just the same fight and people were getting kind of irritated. But, like, I don't want that to... So what I'm thinking of doing is... I might play through it from beginning to end and then stream the second playthrough because I'll know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing yet because I have no idea what my schedule will be like.
Yeah. And like the day it comes out, I'm not even going to be like at my house. I'm going to be off somewhere doing something else, so I won't be able to play it. Like,
can you tell us what it is, or is it a super secret?
It's not necessarily. I'm like teaching a class.
Yeah,
but, like, it's not,
I know it's not. I know what you're doing.
This is super secret. Like, oh, I'm collaborating with someone.
You're teaching a class.
Super secret. Activision sending me to a sword fighting camp as part of a Sekiro promotion.
There we go. Yeah.
Do you want to know something horrible?
Yes.
That was a thing they tried doing, not to me, but to other people.
Wait. What did they try to do?
They wanted to send, like, YouTube Souls influencers to a sword fighting camp to teach them how to be samurai as, like, a promotional thing.
Okay, that's fucking awesome. They should send me to swords fighting camp.
That's what happened, because apparently most of them said no, and I was like, you should have just asked Sin. Like,
yeah, oh my god, you know me so well. I would have... Yeah. I'm already pretty good at sports, so I think I would have excelled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna skip through some of the questions, because while we're talking, people ask more and more questions. But
okay.
I'm just sorry about that, just so we're not here till 5 a.m.
Okay.
By the way, some of these questions can be answered by watching our podcasts, like a podcast on ROM, a podcast on Mansis, stuff like that.
Yeah, one of our 8 podcasts on Bergenworth.
Yeah. Okay, Aresh asks, do you think Miyazaki's directing style is really quite informed by a Dungeon Master style of content creation where you just stitch whatever you're currently interested in into an adventure?
Pretty much.
Okay.
He's very influenced by, like, old role-playing games. You can tell in, like, like, he specifically cites fighting fantasy as the big influence on him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Fighting fantasy, they were like, they were books. They're like halfway between a choose-your-own-adventure book and a role-playing game. Where it was like choose-your-own-adventure, but also you have stats, and you have inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just being turned to this page, it would be like, if you have the rope, turn to this page, or like, you take this amount of damage instead of you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
cool. Thank you. Oh, people wishing us happy birthday. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And some guys here says he's turning 36 on the 19th of this month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he's asking when our birthdays is. Well, mine is on March 29th, and Richie, I don't know if it's a super secret. You can choose to tell or not.
April
Richie.
the 9th.
April the 9th.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I just learned is the 99th day of the year.
April 9th, 99. What?
Yep,
That's
I
so
know.
crazy. And then if you turn it upside down, you get 666.
Order 66.
What? um. Oh, and this is how behind I am on the questions. Malik says, Sin is the brain and Richard is Pinky. Because remember we made Pinky and the brain reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh my god, Azuran says, I always thought Sin was like 22. Lol.
Yeah, there you go.
No, how am I 22? I have a job.
22-year-olds can have jobs
Yeah, okay,
now.
but I finished university. Like, am I a genius?
Yeah. Well, people finish university at 22.
Okay, but I've had a job for years now. So, like, something
Yeah, but
doesn't
they don't
add
know
up.
that. I think now they think you're like 5.
No, because
This is like...
Holdsworth says, I thought Sin was a lot older. Thank you, Holdsworth.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Because she's so mature.
Oh, at least I know how to pronounce. At least I know how to pronounce mature. Oh. Oh, okay. Somebody's asking, when are Rich's videos coming out? Like, when are you making more of your videos on your own channel?
I keep thinking I'll do them and then I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I think the main thing is these videos take a lot of, like, they're a big endeavor, so it's, you know, it's not easy. Like, yeah, only I am able to record podcasts, edit podcasts, and produce solo videos once in a while because I am an amazing and perfect human being. But unfortunately, yeah, not everybody
And
was
not everyone
blessed.
can be as cool as Sen.
Yeah, as cool and as modest. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know if maybe someday, maybe never, I'd say. Somewhere between someday and never. Rich's videos coming out.
The thing is, like, I said I would do them, and then I spent a really long time recording all of the footage for them. And writing out everything I was going to say, and then when that was done, I was just exhausted, and I didn't want to look at it again, is the truth. So, like, I have the entirety of Bloodborne in HD with no HUD, like, multiple times. And, like, every possible permutation of everything that can happen. And then I wrote all of these gigantic things out, and then I'm just like, oh, I don't do this. And then, like, I just had other things to do, so I just kept putting it off. But yeah, I will, like, I feel like I need to do it on the basis that, like, I don't like anything that is on my channel right now. So I feel like I need to have something up that's not embarrassing.
Oh, well, I think all your videos are great, though.
Well...
Yeah. I mean, they're really good. I think, in terms of content, they're a little outdated for what we know now. But for anyone starting the game and starting to dive into lore, they're, like, great. Yeah.
Do you know what really freaked me out the
What?
other day?
What?
I was talking to someone, and she said, like, yeah, I use your videos in my class that I teach, and I'm like, oh, no.
No, that's good. What kind of class?
Writing for games.
Oh, but you're good at that, though, so...
She uses, my stuff and Aegon stuff and Casetive stuff.
Yeah, but you guys are really good at writing and stuff, so it's not, you know, it's not surprising.
No, she's using it to demonstrate, like, the way that
Oh,
people
what
come
not
up
to
with
do.
stories.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm sorry I interrupted
And then
you.
she's like, here's what
Continue.
you should do, and she shows, like, the one that's you in the enlarged head.
Yes! Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Does
Yeah.
Does anyone know that reference? You were saying something. What is she using them for real?
Oh, now I'm allowed to talk.
Oh, shut the fuck up! I always allow you to talk.
It's a class on writing for games, and she's using those videos as examples. Like, the Souls games don't tell you the complete story. And here's examples of, like, people who make up, like, how everything's connected. Yeah.
Yeah, but as I was saying before you interrupted me by being like, no. You guys, Cassidy, Vagon, and you guys are really good at writing. I guess partly because it's like something you're into / studied / profession / whatever.
Well, I failed high school English.
But, oh my god, how many words were in your thesis?
What?
How many words was your thesis?
120,000.
Yeah, like literally 4 billion, so I'm pretty sure you're good at writing.
No, I'm just saying that, like, if you get, like, bad marks on something, it doesn't necessarily reflect on your ability to do something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Especially in high school. That's just
Oh, God.
pointless.
Should I find where my old English teacher lives and just, like,
Yeah,
bring her the thesis?
Yes,
and be
yes,
like-
leave a copy of the thesis at her door.
And she'll be like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
And she'll be like,
It's
oh my
like,
god, you're GSF?
She'll be like, "Hey, that was like 15 years ago." Yeah.
Sorry, I'm scrolling down to see. Well, thank you for coming, Simple Alliance. They gotta go, so thank you for coming. Maybe they left already, because I'm still scrolling down. Oh, Mike is asking, is Richie making a game?
Oh yeah, that thing that I post on Twitter sometimes. Yeah. It's not that interesting.
Well,
I
I'm gonna
just, like-
tell you're like, yes! Quiet, never talk about it again. Can you tell us a little about it?
Well, it's just like a little thing I've been working on in an engine called Godot. That's like an open source engine. It is a kind of like a procedural board game. Basically, it just generates a random board every time. And it's if anyone's familiar with, like, I don't know, like, there's a whole genre of, like, board game RPGs, but they never really made it big outside Japan. So I've just been, like, tinkering with one of those in my spare time and occasionally posting screenshots of it on Twitter.
Cool.
Yeah,
Muradak.
it's not that... Yeah. There's really nothing to say about it.
Okay. Holdsworth says that they'd like your videos, and Muradak
Thank
says your videos are awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, and Breadcrumb says, that surprises me. The up-close videos are friggin' groundbreaking content.
Well, maybe they broke ground, but also aren't very good. It can be two things.
They're so bad, they caused earthquakes.
There you go. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Thank you.
They broke ground in not being like, maybe the doll is Erden.
Divmix says, hey Richie,
Hi.
do some straight out of Bergenworth Master Willem rap. What? Okay. That took me a second.
Oh. Well, you can hear it on the Christmas episode.
You can hear it on like every episode now. First it was just a patron thing. Like I literally
Yeah.
put the thing on like the $20 patron tier of your beatboxing, and then People can hear it in
Was it
episodes
me
for
or
free
was
now.
it actually like
No,
the
it was you.
Willem audio?
It was
Oh,
you the
God,
entire
yeah.
time. Yeah.
The Willem audio is the one in the Christmas episode.
Oh, is that the real Willem audio?
That's real Will. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that
Yes.
was you.
No, that's real Willem audio.
Oh my god.
That's where I got the whole beatboxing Willem thing from, because I'm listening to the audio and he's just going.
I know, but I
okay.
thought it was you the entire time.
No.
Okay, awesome. Utmatar asks, what are each of your favorite bits of Bloodborne lore and why?
I don't know anymore because I've looked at it for so long that I've lost all like sense of perspective.
Do you know what my favorite bit of lore is?
Well, judging by you laughing as you were saying, it's going to be something completely ridiculous.
No.
Is it going to be Ludwig killing
Yes!
Maria? Is that we
Yeah!
Yep.
Yeah, that's my favorite piece of lore forever. I don't care what anyone says. I love
Oh.
it. Yeah.
Good. Good. Good.
Oh, Breadcrumb says, if Sin reads this, those videos of yours were good enough to get me interested in the game, JSF. I wouldn't be listening
okay.
to this if not for your Yharnam up close.
Oh, okay. I guess I'd better go and do the rest of it.
Aw. But, okay, Richie,
Yeah.
is there a lot of new content that you're going to talk about in your videos that you haven't talked about on the podcast?
You cut out.
Oh, I was saying, in your videos that you may or may not do, is there a lot
Yeah.
of new content that you
Yeah,
haven't...
I would just, if I did, I
Are
would
you
just
gonna
start
let me
over and-
finish?
No, alright.
So I would cut here,
Okay.
and then I would reinsert me saying, "Hi, Richie, good sir." Is the content that we covered in our podcast and the content that you're going to cover in your videos, are they very similar, or is there a lot more content that you haven't covered in the podcast that you're going to cover in the
Yeah.
videos?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Mostly-
Are you
mostly-
testing
no,
me?
no, no.
I was like, I can't even. Yes does not answer my question.
You said, is there more new content in the videos than there is in the podcast? And
Yeah,
I said,
but you
yes, there
started
is.
saying yes as I was talking and it tripped me up. Okay, go.
Yes.
Yes, what?
There is a bunch of stuff that I would talk about in them that we have not talked about in the podcast yet because it has not come up.
Oh, snap.
Is that all right?
Well, I guess so, traitor who hasn't told me stuff that came up but didn't.
It's
What?
don't worry.
Yeah, no. Who loves lore more than me, Richie? No one, and you're telling me there are things you haven't told me?
Well, the things that haven't come up yet. Okay, spoiler, they're not that interesting.
Okay, like what?
Like Yosefka's clinic.
That's interesting.
It's about how, like, Yosefka's clinic is probably just supposed to be a mansion that Yosefka set up a makeshift hospital in. And Yosefka's not part of the healing church. And that Yosefka is, like, representative of the blood ministers that used to be in Yharnam before the healing church took over. And then when the imposter takes over, it's like a microcosm of what happened in Yharnam, where, like, you had this person who was genuinely trying to heal the sick, and then this other person moves in and turns it into a lab to experiment on people.
That is super interesting.
Well, there you go. We just talked about it.
Good. What else?
Like the Blood-Starved Beast fight mimicking the Vicar Amelia one, where it's meant to, like, recall what happens there. where like you go into the church and there's like the chalice and the beast walking around, and it's like supposed to look like a degraded version of the Amelia fight, and sort of like cue you to realize, oh, what happened in old Yharnam is going to happen to the other part of Yharnam later on. It's the same setup.
Cool. Thank you, Richie.
The weird manlet vicar that Santa found is also probably supposed to be Anthony Hopkins. Because we've talked about how like the '92 Dracula is a big influence on Bloodborne aesthetically, and like that weird people. I assume know who we're talking about. He's this extremely short, old vicar. He's like an NPC model that Santa found that doesn't do anything. We weren't sure what the point of him was, but then I realized, oh, he's probably supposed to be at least look like the character Anthony Hopkins plays in that Dracula movie, because he looks kind of like Anthony Hopkins, and Hopkins wears a similar coat at one point.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. See, I told you it's not that interesting.
No, it was super interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike says, Yusefka's imposture still bothers me. Is she like a shapeshifter or something? Are there others like her?
No, I'm pretty sure, like, you're not supposed to think she looks the same as Yusefka because you're not ever supposed to see Yusefka. Like, we only know what Yusefka looks like because you can, there's a bug in the game that lets you get behind the door. But, like, I don't think she's literally supposed to look like Yusefka. They're just, like, you're not supposed to know what Yusefka looks like, and for the sake of, like, just having someone behind the door, they just copied the model. It's like how in the Bergenworth flashback, Lawrence is Mikolash. Like, it's not literally that Lawrence is Mikolash, it's that they just needed to be a character there, and there is no model for Lawrence, so they used Mikolash.
Thank you. Artes is asking, hi guys, how old are you two turning this year? Richie, how old are you turning?
A year older than Sin.
Yeah.
But a week later.
Uh-huh.
So there's the week where we're the same age, and because we're the same age, she doesn't bully me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Because we're on equal footing.
Oh, there was a patron tier at some point where I said, if we reach that tier, I'll stop bullying you, but it didn't work out because we reached that tier, and I kept bullying you.
All the Patreon tiers have been jokes. But then people end up donating, and then we have to honor them. Hence, the upcoming Kingdom Hearts blind playthrough.
Oh god, that was your idea, and that was... Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't going to happen till like September, and then
So
it
now we
happened
have to record episode 69. We have to record the Soul of Cinder interview. We have to record... Oh my god.
Kingdom Hearts.
There's something else too. Wait. Oh shit. We have so much to do. Thanks a lot, Richie.
Is this the face reveal? That's like...
Face reveal is... No, that's 5,000 subs is face reveal, quote unquote, because people have seen my face because I stream with a face cam and your face is all over your Twitter.
Yeah.
And, okay, so, let me go back. Okay, we reached Action 52, we did that. Then Surprise Soul Cinder, which we're going to do within the next few weeks.
Yeah.
We reached... Goal for 20, which is episode 69, so we gotta think what we're gonna do then. Then, we reached 450. Do you know what goal 450 was?
I didn't know there was a 450.
Rich and I stream Kuon. We talked about it like many nights ago.
Okay.
Moons ago,
That's
yeah.
fine.
And then, the goal that we just reached is we play entire Kingdom Hearts series blind and attempt to explain it. But then, in $84, we have to... Soul Level 1 Co-op Dark Souls 1.
Of those things, Kuon worries me the least because that is a very short game.
Okay.
Soul Level 1, I have already done Soul Level 1, so we should be fine. Apart from if we do co-op, the bosses will have 50% more health.
Okay.
So, you might need to, like, the way that you do Soul Level 1, and we're doing Soul Level, the easy version of Soul Level 1, not the Lobos Junior version. So, like, if you're a Pyromancer and you upgrade that Pyro Flame, you can generally, like, take out most of the bosses, but if they have 50% extra health, might run out of castings. So, going to have to, like, abuse, like, the Dusk Crown or something like that to get extra castings, probably. But, like, yeah, I don't worry about that.
Richie, can I level with you?
Yeah.
It's almost midnight, so whatever you just said for the past few minutes sounded like
Yeah.
wah 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 wah. I just heard Dusk
You
Crown.
are in a Charlie Brown cartoon.
Yeah. That's all I heard. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob Witz. Bob Witz is a true Snack Covenant worshipper. It's like, hey, Sin killed Seath with 1 HP. What's the problem?
Yeah. None. She is the true master of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Embody also says, yeah, that Seath kill was pro by Sin. Richie blew it.
True.
Yeah. And King B's like, go to bed, Sin. So I guess that's it, or I don't know.
Well, I hope everyone learned about the Yharnam stone. I guess if you like private this, I'll download it and edit it.
No, I'll put this on Patreon, and then you can edit out.
All
you
of
can,
it?
yeah, and whatever you create through the edits, I will put on.
The actual channel.
Yeah. But also a trick for those who are here, if you ever want to relive this beautiful stream, I think YouTube sent a link to your email when the stream is up. So I'll unlist it, but the link should still be in your all's emails.
Yeah,
So
I remember once on my other channel I accidentally streamed 2 seconds of a black screen without realizing. And then I found out like a month later that there was a 2-second long video with nothing in it and a whole lot of dislikes. And I'm like, oh yeah. It must have been when I hit stream instead of record on OBS.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, give me a second. Okay, Richie. Do the outro.
That was the
Oh no!
first and...
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Start again. I accidentally minimized it. Okay. I will cut it out. I will edit it out. Everybody pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You should see me when I'm saying it, I put my hands out to make sure that everybody follows. Like, you know? Like when you're calming someone.
I'm glad you stream with a webcam, because it gives a whole new dimension to your like gesturing, pointing. It's a shame. Are you ever going to do a webcam where you talk to me so we can watch you like point at the microphone?
Yeah, that's 5K views. We do a webcam thing, remember?
Yeah. But will it work if you can see me? Doesn't it work when you imagine that I live in your microphone?
Well, I'll put the
And
webcam
you like
in the
point
microphone.
at it and like make threatening gestures.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I will put a webcam in the microphone, and it will turn out that you actually do live in the microphone. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, everybody ready? Okay, everyone,
Okay.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Embodies like reset places, everyone. Okay, everybody's ready? Okay,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Do the outro, Richie.
That was the first and potentially last episode of the Snack Covenant Live. a spin-off series created by Sin so that she doesn't have to edit podcasts. If you enjoyed it, consult your doctor. You can get this on Patreon.
Yeah, or in your email.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can, and there's other great things on Patreon, like Sin saying that Carol runes are on pebbles.
Oh my god, I forgot that! I didn't edit that yet!
I didn't. That was the exact moment I realized it was a huge mistake to record that.
Oh my
You were
god!
explaining to me that Carol runes are on pebbles, and people carry them around, and then they run into each other, and it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! And they duel.
Yeah.
I just remember this horrible, unearthly chill overtaking my body as this being recorded.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But to clarify, that will be on YouTube. The subsequent episodes will be
The
on
subsequent
Patreon
episodes.
of the runes. Yeah,
Now that she's gotten that out of her system.
yeah. All right. Well, big thank you to everyone for coming. Really appreciate it. It was super fun. Y'all are awesome. Yeah, and be good to each other. Oh, and
Be
encourage.
excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other. Yeah, and I try to post other creators quite often, either on Twitter or the YouTube posting, or in videos or in descriptions. So before the day's over, post something nice on a smaller creator's channel and give them some encouragement. Yeah. And yeah, thanks so much for coming, everyone. And we'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Bye.